Hey you guys, it's me, Noah Wilson here. Welcome to iHollywood TV. We have an excellent show for you today, so let's get started. I don't know about you, but I am ready to party, you guys. Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is returning for another season on ABC. This show is currently in its 6th season, and the cast is here to share all the insights on what we can see this time around.
Season 6, let's lay it out. Purple hair, new Quake suit, we're in space, Fitz is gone. Coulson isn't Coulson, he's dead, he's now Sarge. Clark is Sarge, Coulson's not Sarge, whatever. All new crazy characters who wear shredded leather. Who doesn't want to watch season 6?
It's very difficult to have played this guy for so long that it's like a second skin, and sometimes where Coulson ends and Clark begins just gets weird. To come back and suddenly be this person who has no idea why these people recognize him and has very different personality, agenda, and ruthlessness. A lot of things that are just the antithesis of Phil Coulson really made me feel rudderless and lost and really excited. And there's a great freedom to not caring about a lot of the things that Phil Coulson cares about. And when he starts to confront the people who seem to recognize him and sees how much his face has an impact on them, that's when things start to get exciting.
Just his whole demeanor, the skinny jeans just got me. I'm still not over it.
Well, none of us are.
Seeing Clark Gregg in skinny jeans was something I didn't know I needed, and we needed it so badly.
So badly.
He's just very, we've seen him play Coulson for over a decade, and then for him to play this other character surrounded by everything that's Coulson is a really difficult thing to do, and he really nailed it. It's a completely different essence, and it's just such a cool thing for the writers to have created, and really fun to play against, and it creates such complicated feelings for all the characters.
Her biggest adventure in season 6 is getting used to her arms, feeling empowered with her new robotic arms, which we didn't get a chance to see. And as I said, the biggest adventure, I think, is her becoming part of a team officially and having and finding her role within that institution and that whole world.
Obviously, we've been in space for quite some time, and we have a very clear mission of finding Fitz. So obviously the tension is high in terms of what our mission is. I mean, I think for Piper personally, she was made for this. Like, this is what she signed up for. She thrives on doing insane things, and she may not have, when she first signed up for S.H.I.E.L.D. from season 3 to season 6, ever thought she would be in space, but now she's in space, and hey, let's do it. Doesn't mean she's not exhausted, doesn't mean that they're in way too close of quarters and they're getting a little bit on each other's nerves, but I think you definitely start to see, like, you could be the most gung-ho member of any team, and you could love, anyone as much as you possibly could, but you reach a breaking point, and I think by the end of this first episode, you really start to see, like, this group clearly cares about each other, but it's been a long road, and I think it might be time to go home.
I think he's exhausted, stressed, physically and mentally, but he's still loyal to his team members. And that's where you see his dilemma, and you kind of get a taste of that in the first episode, or you actually just see it in the first episode when he pushes back against Simmons' orders, which is his superior. And that's like a first for him, and a first, I think, you don't see that very often in the show. So that manifests in that way, and then it manifests in our relationship. I think it almost we kind of bond a little bit because of the mutual exhaustion, and like I say before, we're kind of the everyman in the show, and we know that with one another. So I think we bond in a way that manifests with a bit of prodding and giving each other crap, but there's love there.
Mac relies heavily on the advice of Coulson, still from the hologram. And I think the reason is that, look, I mean, Mac started off as a mechanic. Fixing cars and engineer, that kind of thing, and reluctantly was put into the field as a fighter, and because he didn't want to fight, but then he accepted that, and now we progressed to where he's now been voted as head of S.H.I.E.L.D., and immediately You have our previous leader die. You have a team member that is missing, that needs to be found. We have an entity that these occurrences around the world that are unpredictably showing up and causing destruction. And my team is split up. I haven't heard from the other half of my team in months. I don't know if they're still alive. So yeah, that's daunting. That's daunting for a guy who's a mechanic. Mac has been an individual that is not for personal gain, for personal things. He wants to help everyone. And for that reason, he can't have relationships like with Yo-Yo where it's going to compromise his decision making.